everybody. Welcome to BO Boys for Sunday, July 12th. F it. It's a Rafi. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. We're back in BOHQ. And listen, we're going to be here. Sometimes we'll be at BOHQ2.
Satellite HQ.
Satellite HQ. Wherever we are, people are going to love it. They love the way we look in that two-shot, look like the diner scene from Heat, from the TV movie version, of course. Mm-hmm. And they love the way we look here.
The one with the two Corys.
Yes, with the two Corys. The best of the Heat diner scenes. Obviously, after us, then it's the Corys, then it's the Nero and Pacino. So we are going to get worked up at De Niro Pacino level on this episode of the BO Boys because there is a lot to be angry about. Right now. And there's a lot to be happy about, and it's still a great summer for the box office.
But is that great radio? Does anybody listen to radio for people to be like, this is what everyone's happy about?
There's a happy, the John Krasinski, he had a radio program, right, where he was like, this is the good news radio.
No, it was an internet show
he
then
got
sold to, I think he sold it to
CBS.
A Shah. I think, didn't he sell it to Qatar? I think he sold it to Qatar.
Okay, and they're making it. And he lives there now.
Yeah.
So he had a program that was just, here's happiness, here's good news. But otherwise, on the radio, you got to get worked up. You got to yell. And that is what's going to happen on today's episode of the BO Boys, because there's so much to be angry about. But let's start with possibly an angry plow for the box office weekend of Friday, July, what is the date? 10th, July 10th. Yeah.
Number one, live action Moana made $43 million in its first weekend of release. Jesus. Number two, Minions and Monsters made $20.5 million, down 45%. It's at $108.2 million after 12 days of release. Number three, Toy Story 5 made $18.5 million, down 39%. It is at $403.7 million after 24 days of release. Number four, another newbie, Evil Dead Burn, made $13.7 million in its first frame. Number five, Young Washington made $6.4 million, down 67%. It's at $33.1 million after 10 days of release. Number six, The Invite, going wide, made $5.7 million. That's an increase of 712% at only 1,600 theaters. It is at $7.3 million after 17 days of release. Lucky number 11, Obsession, made $3.8 million, down 27%. It's at $253.3 million after 59 days of release. Number 8, Supergirl, made $3.5 million, down 59%. It's at $66 million after 17 days of release. Number 9, Disclosure Day, $3.2 million, down 44%. It's at $111.3 million after 31 days of release. Number 10, Backrooms, $1.4 million, down 54%. It's at $194.1 million after 45 days of release. And then a newbie that we saw last night, Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass, made $875,000 in 1,000 theaters in its opening weekend. And that is your top 11.
So before we flip out on a lot of topics today, let's actually start in a John Krasinski happiness mode.
Yeah.
Gail Daughtry, Celebrity Sex Pass. We saw this last night. And listen, it's opening number 11. It's a Sony Pictures classic. They're not promoting it right.
No.
They're not.
This is grassroots. The David Wayne and Ken Marino have to go on some great podcasts and also go on some terrible podcasts, to promote it. But they've been out there and they've been spreading the word.
And they're doing their part. It's not probably the right studio for this material, but this movie is great.
It's hilarious, yes.
It is hilarious. It is. If you listen, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But if you liked Wet Hot and you liked Wanderlust and Stella, it's that.
Yes.
It's the best. And
Zoe Deutsch, who should be a massive star.
All right, let's get angry then. She should be such a big star.
She should be a big star. I mean, this the studio system and the streaming-ification of movies screwed Zoe Deutsch.
Yes.
She should have had a Reese Witherspoon run.
Yes.
She should have had an
Amy Adams. Well, I guess Amy Adams is more of like she was in movies where she got Oscar noms. But
yeah, no. I'm thinking more Kate Hudson.
Yes, she should have had at least a Kate Hudson 90s rom-com level of fame.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, 2000s. Kate Hudson was in the 2000s.
Yeah. Because she had that movie with
Glenn Powell.
It
just shows you how long they've been trying to make Glenn Powell happen.
Yeah, because that movie was in the 2010s, the break. What was it called? The setup.
Yes.
Where they were setting their bosses up and then they found love. That should have come out from like Universal Pictures and done $72 million and cemented her as that level of draw. Like even a Mila Kunis level of stardom. Like
Mila Kunis had a run, yes.
Had her Forgetting Sarah Marshall into Bad Moms, and she made one of the movies where it's like you fuck your friend. Remember those two movies where it was like this movie's about fucking your friend?
Yes, there was Friends with Benefits, and then there was
No Strings Attached. And
she was in Friends with Benefits, and that was the one with Justin Timberlake when he retired from music in order to become an actor.
And that was the good one of the You Fuck Your Friend movies, sort of.
I think they're both equally good.
Okay, great. But that was an era where Zoe Deutsch, if she was around, would have had her own You Fuck Your Friend movie, and it would have done 60 to 80 million at the box office, and the setup probably would have done really well. And she's just in Streamo movies. And a movie like this, Gail Daughtry, this is so past the point when like an alt comedy movie could get a real sort of release, and not like David Wayne movies ever were Judd Apatow blockbusters. But he had a time period where A Role Models was a legitimate hit, and Wanderlust was a real full release. And you just don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not going to get this type of movie into I know it technically is wide. It got 1,000 theaters, but there's no promotion for this movie.
But the positive is...
Yep, it's great.
It's great.
Yep.
And also, it isn't on a streamer to start. It didn't drop on Hulu like a John Cena comedy.
Yes.
It is in theaters. You can go and you can laugh your friggin' butt off.
Yeah, say it. We laughed our butts off.
Like-minded people.
Yep, people.
In the theater, which is what we did.
Yep.
And it is so fun and cathartic to do that.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance, if this is playing in your town, go see it.
Yeah.
Go see it this weekend. Go see it this week.
Go.
Because this is when you need to see this movie.
I mean, a lot of people listen to the B.O. Boys first thing, middle of the night Sunday when we drop it, or Monday morning.
Yeah, they might be doing their dishes. Hey, Clemmer.
Stop doing the dishes.
Stop doing your dishes
and
go.
If it's Monday morning, don't go to work. Yeah. Go see Gail Daughtry, Celebrity Sex Pass.
I couldn't see Clemmer's boss possibly being upset if he skipped work on a Monday morning to see this movie.
Yeah, and I think especially a movie like this, like his boss is super in tune to like
alt
comedy, interesting, smart comedy. That's like his thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll be into Clemmer, going to see something like this. He'll be like, David Wayne?
Yeah,
of course, that's my guy. I get that. I always get that. So, go see this. This movie's great. And I think that's the end of the happy part of today's B.O. Boys. And now it is time for us to do some great radio and just lose our F and S for the rest of this episode. You know what? Because we're angry, we're going to lose our fucking shit. I'll say it.
Whoa.
Let's go there. What do you want to lose your shit about first? Do you want to just get the obsession situation out of the way?
A movie that is still making money.
Yeah.
In the theater. $3.8 million. It is still in the top 10. It just dropped out of the top 5, a week ago?
Yeah. And I guess Universal Studios doesn't want that. I guess they're looking at this and Obsession is still making money in the theaters, and I guess they must be saying, not good. We don't want it anymore.
So we talked about this. We're following the PVOD.
Yeah.
And it's on PVOD.
Yep. Way earlier than it should have been.
Way earlier. But here's the thing. It's now priced at the right sort of price. I know they're not going to do the $50, which is what we would want. Someday that will happen.
Yeah, should have been 50.
But it's $20 to rent, and it is $25 to buy.
Yeah.
And it's got special features now. It's got behind the scenes. It's got a commentary. This is great.
Yeah.
Give the audience something extra if
Mhm.
they're going to purchase this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the rub. Here's the real issue. Here's the disgusting thing that happened to this film.
Yeah.
That is sort of ironic when you're dealing with the themes of this.
Mm-hmm. Monkey's Paw movie, yeah.
It is coming. It is dropping on the cock July 17th, which is
Crazy.
absolutely disgusting.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
And
it's a despicable act.
the cock is taking the soul of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
the theatrical soul of this movie, and sticking it in streaming hell.
Yeah.
Because Peacock is garbage. There's nothing good on that entire service.
This is the Bravo verse.
Eat
You could watch 8
Eat
kinds of
shit.
Housewives. Okay.
eat shit.
Not for you. Andy Cohen, the Andy Cohen
Don't
universe,
say
not
that
for
guy's
you.
name on this podcast.
Okay.
Don't even say his name on this podcast.
Okay. You're going to
Because
save
in
it for
10
you.
years,
It's evidence?
no one's going to want to have said his name.
Okay. Scrubbing it from the transcripts, you're saying.
They'll be scrubbing. I never went to an Andy Cohen party.
Okay.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
It is seriously like what, and listen, this movie's been out forever. What's happening to Nikki is that this movie is going to be screaming in hell because it is stuck on this streamer when it is still making money in the theater. And it's selfish, and Peacock is being bear-esque in not letting this movie make money and fly and be a runaway success still, because we've said this movie is going to would have played all summer
Yes.
and outlasted all these Supergirl,
It pulled ahead
Evil
of Supergirl.
Dead Burn,
It's going to pull
Young Washington,
Yep.
Disclosure Day, even Backrooms. It would outlast all these movies.
Yes.
And then you put you do IMAX in the beginning of September,
And it's number 1.
Then you put it on the cock.
Yes.
For
Well, you put it on
fall.
PVOD, then it shouldn't be on the cock until Christmas. I mean, that is what I said a couple of weeks ago. The campaign should have been theaters exclusively all summer, IMAX re-release on Labor Day, try and get it to number 1, then PVOD in the fall for Halloween, and then it goes on the cock for Christmas. And there's your tagline, Obsession, Christmas on the cock.
Yeah, Christmas on the cock.
Yeah.
Get obsessed with Christmas on the cock.
Yes.
It is disgusting what
And Jesus is there, and just do it. Just who cares?
And Peacock is so trying to, and I know, listen, this is where the movie was going to end up. There's nothing you could do about it. But they're clipping this movie's wings in a way that is really sad and lame. And it's just showing how desperate they are. Oh, but we still matter. We still matter.
Yeah.
Streaming doesn't matter anymore. What streaming matters for is real movies that came out in theaters and then dropped on the services like later.
Yes.
And they should do it later.
Way later. This is
way later.
This is disgusting. This is, and I think people are going to say, why is Obsession on the cock? Like, I do think we're not the only ones who will see this and get upset that this is happening. And you're going to have these Peacock execs who are looking, what's so wrong about being on Peacock?
Yeah, what's so
so wrong? Is it so bad to be on my streamer?
Yeah.
Pathetic.
It is.
Pathetic.
And the fact that you're asking that question means you are pathetic.
Yes. In the middle of the night, there's going to be people who fall asleep. They've watched Watch What Happens Live, to get their recap on whatever, on Amanda and Kyle and all these other.
Shut up.
They're gonna want their recaps on this, and they're gonna fall asleep, and they're gonna wake up, and Peacock's still gonna be on like the home screen, and you're just gonna see the tile for Obsession on there, and you wake up at 3 a.m, and there's a tile for Obsession, and you just hear, Kill me. Kill me.
Delete me.
Delete me.
Delete me.
Delete me. Don't wake her up. Don't put it on. Don't put me. Don't put play on the cock.
Yeah.
Delete me. Delete me. And then you're going to have that person just walks away.
Yeah.
Walks away.
Yep.
It's sad.
Goes to a party at a friend's house.
Yeah. Sad. It's so sad to imagine Nikki and Obsession just a tile on the cock.
Because
just trapped there when they should be living their life in movie theaters exclusively.
And so many people are wanting to cancel the cock because there's nothing on there. It's
There's
all
nothing on
garbage.
Yeah.
And this is Peacock screaming, "Stay!
Stay. Stay. Love me. Why
don't you love me?"
Yeah.
Yes. This is pathetic behavior
Yep.
by a failing streamer
Mm-hmm.
that has no future. No future.
It'll be gobble. It's going to be combo, Paramount, Max, cock. It's all going to be one big mess.
And you know what we're going to be watching?
What are we watching?
What are we going to be watching? What's the only good streamer?
Oh, Tubi, of
Tubi.
course.
We're all going to be watching Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah, we'll be watching that.
And listen,
It's got the best slogan.
It's
got the best little musical button.
Yes.
That's when you put it on and you hear that Tubi.
You just know you're in good hands.
Yes. It's great. It's listen, I
That
wouldn't want
dome sounds like the March of Doom.
Yes.
Sounds like something you play at someone's funeral.
And what is Peacock you put on? It's like a slurp.
It's a slurp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
like
slurp.
a real slow slurp.
Yeah, every time you like move the cursor, it's like
Ugh.
yeah. You move it down. It's like sports Universal movies.
Ugh.
Bravo versus
Ugh.
yeah. That's the Peacock sound. That's the cock. So that's a disgrace. Looking somewhere, and listen, there's one I'm about to get really mad about, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to quickly touch on before that. Supergirl.
Why are we
And-
jumping back to this? It doesn't
Well,
matter. It's a movie that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but it is just wild to look at this. This is what, weekend 3, right? Weekend 3. For this to be as 66 million, and I don't want to beat the dead horse, but they're just, every time you look at this, it really is stunning what a failure this was.
Yeah.
And what that portends for these future superhero movies. Obviously, in a couple of weeks, Spider-Man's going to be huge, but the fact that a movie like Supergirl could fail this hard, it's 66 million after 17 days. That is, it's even worse than I think we thought a couple of weeks going into. This is so low.
I think once it opened to what it opened, there was no rebounding on this. I don't think this is surprising at all.
Okay.
And this character is not a character that has a track record at the box office.
Yes.
Superman can barely be a hit.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like Superman is barely marquee. The reason why people keep doing Superman movies is because it was one of the first superhero movies back in the 70s. You could believe a man could fly.
Yeah.
And that propelled it to, well, remember when you could believe a man could fly? Like, we can do that again. It's like
Right.
everybody flies.
Everybody flies. Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear flies now.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody can fly. I can fly. You can fly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could do that right. We're not going to.
Because nobody cares.
But no one cares. If we wanted to.
We can fly out of here right now.
Exactly. Whether it's real, us, or special effects. Either way, it doesn't matter because no one would give an S.
No, I can actually fly.
Yeah, I assume you can, but no one would care, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And I never want to see it because who cares?
Who cares?
And that's the situation with Superman, Supergirl's. Okay, they can fly. Who cares?
Yeah. Believe me or don't believe me.
Who's the villain? As my middle niece said, I think some of the truest words of box office analysis this summer, when she looked at me and said, "Who's the villain? Is it Joker?" And I said, "I don't know."
You said Peter Safran because he produced all of the Seltzer and Freeberg movies.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you had the Seltzer and Freeberg talk with your nieces yet?
that is one that I hope to.
Are you pushing that off to someone else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
their
the
parents.
parents.
That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
parents.
That's
That's
the
the parents. I mean, I guess quick plug, because there's one more episode left of our miniseries coming up. We just dropped yesterday the Best Night Ever episode. It's our Seltzer and Friedberg miniseries. It's on the same podcast feed. Podcast feed only. For the people who only watch us on YouTube because we are YouTubers, hey guys, they're not getting any of this because those are not going onto the YouTube channel. It's podcast feed only. We're doing the Seltzer and Friedberg catalog. We're at the second to last movie has just dropped. Best Night Ever. They're sort of not a parody of Bridesmaids, but they're a ripoff of Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And I guess all to say, the episodes we did are incredible. It's so much fun to listen to us talk about as we watch these movies. Can we say that Seltzer and Friedberg in totality are even worse than we thought they were?
Yes. And it's not hyperbolic. You will hear a lot about how they're the worst movies ever made.
Yeah.
And I think that it can't be understated how right those people are.
Yeah, they were right. Sometimes there are people who sound hyperbolic to a point where you're annoyed by them, where they're saying, this is a nightmare, it's going to be a disaster, it's the worst, the world's going to end, and you're like, all right, shut up, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then time goes on, and they actually were right.
Mm-hmm.
They're annoying, their hats were annoying, all that's, but they were right.
Yeah.
And no one has been more annoying but more right than the people who, over the last decade, said Seltzer and Friedberg have made the worst movies of all time.
Yeah.
They were right.
It's sort of the anti-Nickelback. You know how Nickelback became a punching bag, and the Eagles became a punching bag after that terrible Coen's movie.
I love Lebowski, but that's not your thing.
And that's hyper.
I don't want to hear any fucking Eagles, man.
See, that's hyperbolic. Like the Eagles, Eagles are good.
Mm-hmm.
If you hate the Eagles because you saw a movie that said they sucked, then you're a loser.
Yeah, the Eagles are good. Yeah.
Right? And Nickelback is fine. They're not the worst band ever. But if someone said Seltzer and Friedberg are the worst movie makers ever, I could agree with that statement.
Yeah. Sometimes annoying people who say this is the worst thing actually were correct and proven correct. So back to this weekend, Young Washington.
Big drop, but we said that could happen.
Yeah, it had the 4th of July weekend thing that helped. Here is someone who I think maybe was a little right. The opening weekend of this did great. The 20, right? Would it make 20 million opening weekend?
Like 20.
So great opening weekend, big drop. And I do think part of this drop is what everyone's favorite intern Christopher said after he saw an advanced screening
at his Young Republicans meeting.
He's come on. We don't know what he does, other than go to movies and cut vertical clips for us. We don't know what he does, but he did say that Young Washington, they went too young.
It opened huge.
It did, but it opened huge because people don't know how young they went, but. Second weekend, that's word of mouth. That is people coming out of that saying to their friends, you got to see it. Word of mouth is from that point on. And I do think there is a version of this movie where if it is George Washington, and maybe that is the sequel, and hopefully they get there, because the thing people want to see is George Washington slaying the British and crossing the Delaware or River of Blood, right? Famously Delaware River of Blood after he killed all the British.
Still River of Blood.
Still the River of Blood.
Just like boating accidents now, though.
Yeah. It's no longer the British Army blood. They got rid of that in the 70s.
It's like drunk towny blood.
Yes. Which is still nice, but it's not the same. But that is, people want to see that Washington on screen. Of course, beheading the king, drinking the king's blood out of his neck, like the famous George Washington that we all remember from not studying in high school. And that's not what this movie is. So I think that did affect the word of mouth post the opening weekend.
I think it's the other thing that we talked about in the last episode is that once 4th of July is over, people completely forget about it, and they put all their flag stuff away for another year, and they don't want to see young Washington. They don't want to see any Washington.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Is that people are moved on to buying notebooks and pencils for their kids.
So do you think, it's at 33 million, the drop was pretty big, it'll probably get into the 40s, and
But also it
that'll be
opened bigger than expected. That's why.
Well, do you think we're still on track for, is this an Angel Studios franchise, or at least does it get a sequel? Do we get Washington slaying the king?
Yeah, because I think this whet the appetite, and I do think that it's like Batman Begins. Batman Begins was not a huge hit.
Mhm.
It did well enough to get a
Right.
sequel, and then look what happened. This will be like Dark Knight.
Okay.
Is the appropriate age Washington movie that comes out in 2 years on 4th of July. That's going to be the big one.
Okay.
It did just enough by Angel Studios standards to warrant a sequel, and I think it will be The Dark Knight.
Okay. I still haven't seen Young Washington. I have heard they do set up, where he's going to go next.
Yeah.
But I wonder, do they drop, Batman Begins, drop the Joker card at the end, and everyone's like, effing, I got to see this Joker.
Well, he turns on the British at the end of this one. So it's setting up that he's going to take on the Brits.
Okay, great. And they drop the King of England card, where it's like he picks up a deck of cards at the top. It's the king's face on it.
I don't know if they
Which
do
they
that.
should have. Just say he's the Joker. Who cares?
Yeah. I'm not sure I think Kelsey Grammer mentioned something in his closing remarks at the end of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you could do the same exact thing, because just pull out the deck of cards and it's the king.
Yeah.
And then he sees the king.
That's what it's based on.
And he just rips it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, next movie, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you. Yeah. So, and then he also just picks up the Joker card because it's like.
Because it's a cool card. And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Third movie, Young Washington fights a Joker.
And then he pulls out the instruction card and he's like, who left this in here?
Yeah. You got to throw that out immediately. First thing you do, you pull
Who
the card out.
shuffled the instruction card?
Yeah.
Because
that
the card
fucks
deck.
the game.
It fucks the game up.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to get mad in a second, but let me just go through one more here.
Oh my God, what are we going to talk about
Well, Evil
here?
Dead Burn, new movie, which I've seen, which opens at 13.7 at number 4.
That's low.
It's really low. I mean, we both were you predicted low 20s. I think then I spooked you into predicting like 25.
Yeah, you spooked me.
I predicted high 20s. The last two of these, the remake and Evil Dead Rise, basically both open to 25 million exactly. So this is a huge drop off.
Yeah.
For this series. And I saw this movie and I liked it. I love the Raimi Evil Dead. Those are a totally different thing than the remake and Rise and now Burn.
Yeah.
And I like these sequels fine for what they are. But I think the problem was this movie, Evil Dead Burn, offered nothing new.
Yeah.
Other than it's another Evil Dead sequel movie.
Now, not to get into this movie spoiler-wise or whatever, but there are mentions in the reviews that this is a dark movie with heavy themes.
Yeah.
Now,
it is about trauma.
Okay. How hard do they go in on that?
Pretty hard.
Okay. And so my thought here is that, again, we live in a post-backrooms, post-obsession world.
Yeah.
The more you hit the nail on the head, the less young people, are going to be interested in it.
Yeah.
And I think this movie, from what I've heard, really, really, really puts out exactly what it's trying to say.
Yes.
Bluntly.
Very bluntly.
And that is not what people want anymore. We're over that phase of movies in general and horror.
Yeah.
And so this probably feels musty.
It does. It feels, listen, it has some cool camera moves and it's gory and it gives you all that stuff, but it is very 2010s horror in that it is about trauma, very on the nose about who the bad guy is and why and all that stuff. And it's not fun.
Yes.
And I get And listen, I listen to all of his podcasts. Our great chief horror correspondent, Brett of The New Flesh, and Roger and Me, the Roger Ebert and Me podcast.
Who I spent the 4th with, and then you didn't because you
I had other
said fuck
plans.
that.
Yeah, and
And you said fuck him.
Did I say that? I mean, I'm not saying I didn't.
Okay.
But I may have, but who remembers? I don't
But
care
I
enough to
apologize for
remember.
you several times.
Oh,
when
great.
I
You didn't
saw
have
him.
to,
Okay.
but good for you.
Well, it makes me feel better because you represent me, and I
Okay.
represent you. So
Yeah.
anything I say is like you saying it.
Well, not anything you say, but I'm glad you went to that party.
Okay.
And
He's great. He's great host.
I
Has a lovely family.
he's a great host of a house and great host of a podcast.
Yeah.
And he has said these Evil Dead sequels, the post-Raimi ones, not for him, not fun. And I agree. That's the thing is, obviously, the Raimi Evil Deads are incredible. Evil Dead 2 is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Mm-hmm.
They are a totally different thing. And I get why they don't try and make those type of movies in these sequels, because then they would fail.
Mm-hmm.
They would not be as good. You would have these new directors who were doing bad Raimi, and it's a much higher degree of difficulty to do the Raimi style of Evil Dead movies than to just do like gore fests.
And punish it. Like, I think it's easier to be overly dramatic and brutal than it is to be funny.
Oh, 100%. So I get why they don't even attempt to do Evil Dead 2 as the house style for these. But Rise was just more entertaining than Evil Dead Burn has ended up being. Like, you don't do Evil Dead 2. You're not going to be able to pull it off. I get that.
But Rise had such a great performance from the mother.
Yes. It had a great hook that this doesn't have. That movie had a hook of the mom has become the Deadite and she's trying to kill her kids and her sister.
And it's so scary and morbidly funny.
And morbidly funny in a way that it's similar in that it's a family turned against each other, but I mean, it happens, or it's not as fun of a character who is the one who becomes a Deadite and turns on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's very on the nose and not fun at all. And it just never had that hook of like, you can't wait to see. I think what the Evil Dead movies always should be with these sequels is you're going to love getting to see this archetype become the Deadite who's going after everyone else in a group.
Yes.
And this movie did not have that. You know, you could have went to just a more interesting place. They're at a hospital and a nurse becomes a Deadite and it's killing all the patients or something fun. And this one just never had that hook. And now opening to 13.7, I think there's another one in the can, which I don't know if it's the Raimi directed one.
I don't think the Raimi directed one
has happened. Okay.
No.
Does this feel like a killer for this franchise, or is Evil Dead such a brand name that they can make a good one and it'll turn back around?
I think it's a release chain. I mean, I think you put this out in a dead weekend. Mm-hmm. You don't put it out in the summer.
Yeah.
I think that's
where
the issue here is that this movie would have done a little bit better if you did it in October or you did it in
late September heading into October.
Yeah. Even like, but at any point where there's not a big release on the schedule.
Yeah. I get what they were trying to do here, and we'll talk about it because they put it as counter programming to the other big release, which is Moana.
Yeah.
And on some level that makes sense. That if all the families are going to see this, what are teenagers going to go see? And clearly people will go see horror in the summer, Obsession and Backrooms. Mm-hmm. And The Purge has always done well in July. So kind of get it. I think it's just more they didn't have a fun hook to promote for this other than Evil Dead is in the title.
Yeah.
And nothing was fun about this. So I agree they could still make Evil Dead movies, but they do have to figure out for the audience, what does it mean to have an Evil Dead movie? Because it's not Freddy. You know, it's not
Yes.
Jason. It's not like you'll get to see your favorite villain. Evil Dead doesn't have that, really. So it's got to be the Deadites take the soul of someone that you then want to watch.
Yeah, in an environment that is unique. I mean,
Yeah.
I think also when you look at something that has that is a franchise that just got resuscitated a year or so ago, and had probably second best installment, Final Destination.
Yep.
They found a way to make that fun
Yep.
and still have like themes of family in it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about that movie is that it was about, you know, the family, the like lineage of a family.
Yeah, but it wasn't about trauma. It was not as self-serious. This was a
Yeah.
really self-serious Evil Dead movie. And like, I get, again, don't even try and do the Raimi movies. You are not that funny.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that. Those movies are so specific. But at the same time, this was way too heavy for an Evil Dead movie.
On the yeah.
These still need to be a little silly and a little just not. They can't be as up their own ass. These Deadites cannot be. They're not. They're not the Babadook.
Yes.
The Deadites are not the fucking Babadook.
And I think this is one of those things where obviously, like, this person can't direct everything, but the gentleman who did Weapons and
Zach
did
Cregger.
Zach
Yeah.
Cregger, he's the sort of guy who, and we're going to see with his Resident Evil, I'm sure that movie's going to have a sense of humor. It's also going to be gory and scary.
Right.
And that's what you need. You need a Zach Cregger touch to Evil Dead.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right? It has to have some semblance of humor,
Yes.
some little bit. And I think he's a guy who can do that. Obviously, like Corey Barker has
Yes.
shown that he can do that in one project. It's too early to like say, oh, this guy's got the magic touch on everything.
Yes.
But Obsession was funny and scary and disturbing and all the things.
Yeah.
And this Evil Dead was just punishing.
Just punishing. Yeah, and I did like it just as a exercise in gore, and it looked good, but it was the least fun Evil Dead movie.
Did it look
ever
good?
made.
Because I've heard that it looked bad.
Well,
the color was terrible. in
It had some of the digital blood and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but there was very cool camera work in it for sure. Like,
Okay.
I would want to see other movies this person makes, but it's the least fun, even of the 3 non-Raimi Evil Dead. So
Yeah.
yeah, they gotta figure out what that brand means, because it definitely is a brand that is stuck around.
Mhm.
Like, young people care about Evil Dead, but they're not gonna go see a bad one the way you'd get $45 million opening for doing a new Freddy movie now. So it opened against Moana. And let's get into it. This is not the thing that's going to make me mad. We'll get to that after this. But let's talk Moana finally. So
this opened lower than Dumbo.
it's opened lower than
This
Dumbo.
opened $1 million better than the much maligned Snow White.
Yeah. Basically the same as that Rachel Zegler Snow White movie.
And on the Monday, they're probably going to be neck and neck.
Yep.
I wouldn't
Yep.
be surprised if
Yep.
Moana ends up being at 42 something.
Yep.
43 for this.
It may on Monday actuals be lower than the Rachel Zegler Snow White movie that tore a nation asunder.
Apart.
That just weeks and weeks all you could talk about was how offensive that Rachel Zegler Snow White movie was, and everyone had to weigh in. Obviously we have to weigh in because that's our beat.
Yeah.
But you had to have all these people who had no business weighing in. They all had to weigh in on Snow White. And tomorrow Moana might be that low.
Yeah, I mean,
Lower
this
than
could
Dumbo.
be
When
lower
you
than
said lower than Dumbo, that is a sobering statement.
Yeah, which was the Tim Burton, Danny DeVito,
Michael Keaton
star. And that was looked at as, okay, well, they can't all be Beauty and the Beast. They can't all be Aladdin.
Yeah.
They can't all be Little Mermaid. Those were the marquee ones.
Yeah, and Dumbo.
And Lilo and Stitch, listen, was $1 billion baby. And so Moana, a beloved movie.
Yep.
One of the biggest streaming movies on all of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
a modern Disney classic.
Yes. A legitimately great, for what that movie is the best possible version of a animated kids musical movie.
Fun characters, fun setting,
Yep.
great songs.
Yep.
Now, this is, of course, a review by people who watch cartoons. Don't watch cartoons. I'm not a baby. So
Okay.
this is what I'm hearing about Moana.
Yeah.
And I can respect the fact that this is a quality product for what it is, which is a movie for babies.
That you will never see.
That I'll never see. But this movie severely underperformed for the love that this original film has.
Yes. Yeah.
This should have been a Beauty and the Beast level hit because of where it is in the stature of these Disney animated films that are for babies.
Right. I mean, the fact that it is, again, lower than Dumbo, let that sink in. And God, I just hope, because, people listen to this in different ways, but we know the great podcast Jesus Kirk Minahan often listens to us while he's out for one of his famous runs. And he runs hard. And when he hears us say that Moana live action remake opened lower than Dumbo, I just hope that doesn't cause him to do a Conor McGregor, and which is great it happened to him.
Yes.
That he snapped his leg just taking a step. But I do not want Kirk to pull a Conor McGregor while he's running. Here's Dumbo open bigger than Moana and just, boom, snap that leg like a twig.
Yeah.
Because he's just cannot believe what he heard.
I
do not want that.
I'm always worried about Kirk's Achilles.
Yes.
Every sentence I say
Yeah.
is in service to keeping his Achilles functioning.
Yeah, that is
and
the
intact.
Achilles that we care about.
Yes.
This week is Kirk's Achilles. And I don't know, when you hear Moana live action remake open lower than the Dumbo live action remake, God, I just hope that's not an Achilles popper and, he rolls into a ditch or something and, it's like, help me, help me, help me. And there's no one around because he runs so much earlier than anyone else wakes up.
Yeah, he gets up early.
Yeah.
It's Wahlberg-esque.
Yes. 3 a.m., Kirk gets up, says his prayers, eats a, 10,000 calorie breakfast, goes out for a run. Yeah. So hopefully he's okay. But that is where we're at right now. Moana open lower than Dumbo live action remake, which is, you look at the IP of Disney. Dumbo is a 68-minute cartoon that opened in the 50s and, 1950s and was black and white and the mom dies in the first 10 seconds. That's a tough remake. Great movie, but it's a tough remake.
Is there anybody walking around Disney World just like Dumbo?
No. I think you ride a Dumbo mixed in with all the other, like there's a ride where it's like Dumbo and Song of the South characters and like different sort of like ones that they're putting
and
basically
the from Rescuers or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
They go on a bird at some point, right? They fly on a bird.
They go on a bird, yeah. And
it's like the Black Cauldron characters.
Yes, you ride around in Dumbo's head and then just like the Black Cauldron itself.
Yeah.
And, Steamboat Willie in black and white, you get to ride in his pants. And they keep that ride in the parking lot. That's how low Dumbo is. Moana is premium. Like you said, the most viewed thing every year on D+ is the original Moana movie. The original was a hit and got bigger in stature as it went along. This should have been a slam doink, but let's go through the factors of why this opened low. I mean, first of all, Moana 2 came out a year and a half ago. It was, November 2024. So we're not even 2 years out from the sequel coming out. So is it oversaturation of Moana?
Well, that was a cobbled together movie from a aborted series.
Yes, it was supposed to go to D+ as a series.
And we were very happy about that when it happened.
Yep.
It had graduated to the big screen. We said, good for you, Disney+ for cobbling this crap together and putting it in the movie theater and, keeping the lights on at the theaters.
Yeah. And it made, I mean, Moana 2 made over $1 billion. That was a monster hit. Bigger than the first one in theaters.
Because of the love of this IP and the fact that you hadn't seen Moana in the theater in years and years and years.
Yeah, 8 years probably, yeah.
Now, it's not even 2 years. You get this.
Yeah.
It's the live action Disney movies. You know, listen, Lilo and Stitch, $1 billion baby. But some of the other ones didn't do as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this came on the heels of a sequel that people didn't really like.
Yep.
And The Rock doesn't have the drawing power he used to.
I mean, we got to get into that. I think he's a big factor.
There's no plus to this
Mm-hmm.
for a general audience who isn't obsessed with Moana and will see it in any sort of form.
Right.
I think that the general audience is like, wait, didn't we just have a Moana thing?
Yes.
And you also put it up against Toy Story 5, which is raking it in. I mean, it's funny that that Toy Story 5 is at $400 million, and it feels like nobody's talking about it because it's just a steady earner.
Yep.
It's an earner.
Yep.
It's the guy on the street who comes, gives you the money every week that he collected.
Yes.
You don't have to ask about it. You know it's going to be there.
Yep.
The envelope. You're weighing. You don't even have to look into it.
Yep.
That's Toy Story 5.
Yep. You just hold Toy Story 5's weekend in your hand. You weigh it, and you're like, yeah.
Yep. 18 mil. Great.
20 mil. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Put this in there.
And you do one of these. You give them a little slap on little slack on the cheek. Toy Story, get out of here. Go back. Keep earning.
Now, Minions and Monsters had a very small drop, 45%. Mm-hmm. This is a movie that I think there wasn't a reason to rush out and see it, but kids are still going to see it.
Yep.
Feels like this is going to make decent money. It's not going to be a big hit, but it's not going to be a total bomb.
No, listen, it's at $108 million domestic after 10, 11 days, whatever it is. This is going to be a hit. It only dropped 45%. Obviously, Moana is not going to be a beloved, steady earner this summer. I think Minions and Monsters is going to do well because of where Moana is going to rank in the pecking order for kids' movies.
Oh, obviously. So so this film came out when there was options for kids.
Yep.
And there's no reason to see that. Like, there's no plus to this.
None.
Seeing The Rock live action as a 75, he's 75 years old at this point, right?
Yes,
a 75-year-old playing this part is not a draw because he's no longer a draw.
Is he let's get into it with The Rock.
A deterrent.
Is he a deterrent?
He's a deterrent for me.
He is a deterrent for you, but again,
But I'm not going to see a baby movie anyway.
We've got to take our personal aside, and I think I'm great at that, and you sometimes are able to do that. But for general...
Anybody who sues us, I'm just not a fan of anymore. Because obviously, remember, there was the ongoing lawsuit about we used some footage from that terrible...
Heart-to-heart on the cock.
Yeah,
and we put that on a YouTube video, and then The Rock threatened legal action.
Yeah,
so we do have that with him, but I put that aside in my analysis. I think he was a deterrent to people seeing this Moana live-action remake, where... we harped on the wig, the dime store wig that he's wearing in this movie. It looks like when you buy a wig that says 80s rocker and long black hair, and he put that on.
Well, it's like if I dressed up like Troy Polamalu.
Yes.
That's a Troy Polamalu wig.
Yes. It looks bad, and he just looks too old for what he is playing. What the character looked like in the animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
It does not look the same. It looks off-putting, and I definitely think he was a deterrent. I think adults are sick of him, and obviously this is a kids' movie, and it's going to be at the kids saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, take me to a movie. Mommy, mommy, mommy." It's never daddy, daddy, daddy. It's mommy, mommy, mommy.
Daddy's gamble, gamble, gamble.
Daddy's gamble. Yes, of course.
And the kids know that.
Yes, and so once in a while they'll look at daddy and they'll say, gamble, 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 just so they could get a response from daddy, just so he acknowledges that they exist. But it still has to be the parents could be so sick of something where they're like, I'm just not. I'd rather just see the Minions again. I don't want to deal with The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think there is a little bit of that with him. Remember, his last movie before this Smashing Machine?
Yes.
Has he had anything since Smashing Machine?
No.
Like, basically, since Black Adam, and maybe we should get up his history now. Since Black Adam, was Moana 2 the only big hit that he's had since, like, Black Adam really cast a stain on him? Like, I'm trying to think, was there one other IP movie he was in that kind of saved his butt?
No, because I think it was Moana 2 that sort of, for the moment, saved him.
Yeah, so it's Moana 2, and then he goes right into making his Oscar bid, which was a disaster with the Smashing Machine, and a box office disaster.
I think the problem with that movie is that movie was directed by somebody who was just holding a boom mic the whole time and didn't see what was happening.
Right.
So the camera was just being pointed wherever while he was holding the boom.
It's a brother who only holds a boom. Oh, the movie we're missing is Red One. So 2023.
Oh, which eked over 100?
Yeah, The Rock's run is basically Black Adam is a disaster. He tried to shift the balance of power in DC and didn't do it. Although at this point, Black Adam's opening weekend looks great compared to something like Supergirl.
And I think there needs to be a shift in power at DC. It's
Yes.
not The Rock, but it's somebody else.
Yeah, there needs to be a shift. Fast X, he had his cameo. That doesn't count. But 2024, he had Red One and Moana 2. And Moana 2 is the one that was a hit. I mean,
Yes.
Red One sort of petered to almost 100 domestic, but everyone hates that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with The Rock is even if something like Red One or Moana 2, you could say they were, Moana 2 is a blockbuster, Red One did whatever. People just hate all of his movies now. They haven't, I don't think people have liked a Rock movie in, I'm trying to go back to Jumanji Next Level in 2019, is I do think the last time that people genuinely liked a Rock movie. That's a long run of people just hating everything you're in.
Yeah. I mean, I think, listen, not to talk about the pandemic, but I do think the pandemic put a lot of things into context. And they were like, is this really the star we want? Life is so short.
Yeah.
Like, do we want this crap? I think there was a reckoning with a lot of things because of that. The MCU.
Yeah.
There
was. People had time to think, but
and be like, is The Rock for me?
There was a time when he did make better movies in that level. Like, he was never making Goodfellas, even though he keeps saying, oh, Scorsese's going to direct a movie of mine. It's not happening. Scorsese's just using that as a press release to get funding for his Jesus movie.
Yeah.
He's never directing the fucking Rock in a movie. But The Rock never made Goodfellas, but he had a run where he was making fast movies that were good.
This is previous to 2020. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're not just people had a reckoning with, did we always hate him, but the quality of the work has declined in these last 7-8 years. And when Moana live action remake comes out, I think we are at a point where people see The Rock in a movie and they just say, I don't want to see this.
Mhm.
I actively am less enticed to see it because he's in it.
Although, according to Deadline, Anthony D.
It's for Disney right now. He's saying,
yeah.
Moana had an A- cinema score, and it's this bomb, dude.
Well, the cinema score is a cinema score.
It is, but he's leading with A- cinema score in the headline of his article.
Yeah, of course.
So that is a D is for Disney, D. Alessandro move, because the A- cinema score is not the story of
and
this
he's
weekend.
famously D for The Rock. He loves The Rock. He's
The
on
Rock.
The Rock's cock.
Yeah.
So 62% of women over 25. Women showed up. Sorry. Women showed up 62%.
Yeah.
Women over 25 at 32%, which is a big Johnson fan base. That's what he says.
That's what D'Alessandro says.
Yeah.
He's for The Rock.
But also,
he did it for The Rock.
He could also be meaning the T-shirt brand Big Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are, I've seen those ironically on a lot of women over 25.
Okay.
So that could be, a little bit of deception here.
the Big Johnson novelty T-shirt had played this part had played what's his name Maui instead of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Does
The one
movie
that
opening
says
better?
liquor in the front, poker in the back.
Yeah,
Big Johnson.
If that shirt played the part of Maui, does it open bigger than this version does?
It definitely opens the same.
Doesn't open worse. Yeah.
It doesn't open worse.
So Anthony Diaz-Ford did it for D'Alessandro. He's trying to say that there was an audience there that actively went because of The Rock. I mean, if you look down into the post-track, the surveys say 16%.
Yeah.
That is pathetic for the highly paid star of the movie.
Who forced this to be made because he thought at some point he'd be too old and didn't realize that some point is now.
Yes. Well, that is the reason why this, of course, Disney is just like, can we make $1 billion with this? Let's get into production. But it is clear Dwayne The Rock Johnson said, we got to make this now because I want to play the part.
Yes.
And if Moana live action remake was coming out 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and it was a new young actor playing Maui, there's people actually missing the IP, it would have done better.
And also, in 5 years, Rock is not going to be in movies this big.
Well, is
DTV action? I mean, he's going to be in movies. Mark Paul Gosselaar. He's going to be in movies with
One Tree Hill
actor Chad Michael Murray.
Wow.
Who had a little bump with the Freaky Friday because he was in the first one, so they had to put him in that movie.
Yeah, good for him.
Freakier Friday or whatever. But otherwise, he's in Bulgaria in a warehouse shooting up people with The Rock in 5 years. That's the thing about if you're Chad Michael Murray, you're staying at the same level.
Yes.
And then people are coming down to your level, so you're going to get to act with some really big stars that were stars at a point.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Smith, it's going to happen because Will Smith has nothing. Chad Michael Murray's going to be like, I'm going to be able to star with Will Smith.
I mean, we've talked about that with Will Smith. Will Smith, the thing he has going for him is he's got the Bad Boy franchise.
That's one thing.
But he's got that.
And if Martin doesn't want to do it, those movies don't happen.
Yeah. Martin's got to be still camera ready, and Will Smith betting his whole career on that's not where you want to be.
No.
Though Martin Lawrence is still great in those movies, and we'll both see Bad Boys 6? No, Bad Boys 5. Yeah. Bad Boys 5
will be Bad Boys 5 ever.
Yeah, we'll see that in theaters. Okay, The Rock is starting to slide down. I don't think he's at Chad Michael Murray co-star level yet, but
I said in the next 5 years.
Yeah. Chad Michael Murray's licking his chops right now.
He's like, I'm going to have The Rock. I'm going to have Will Smith.
Yeah. It's going to be a feast for Chad Michael Murray.
It's going to be a feast for me.
Yeah. CMM eating good in Slovenia in a couple of years. But we're not there yet. I'm going to throw something out. This is, I think, below Chad Michael Murray level. This Moana opening, does it get The Rock closer to being in a movie directed by
Uwe Boll?
Oh,
he'd be lucky to be in Citizen Vigilante 2, a movie
you
people
think Armie
actually
Hammer's
are
really,
watching.
You think Armie Hammer's really going to pass on doing CV2?
Well, I mean, but The Rock will be a co-star. He's not going to be the star. He's going to be the U.S. Marshal that they bring in to take out Citizen Vigilante because the other guy couldn't get it done.
Yes. So you think CV2, The Rock replaces Costas Mandalorian?
Yeah. No, he doesn't replace. He
teams up with him?
He teams up with him.
Teams up. Okay. That is a fall. And I don't know if we're there yet, but after Smashing Machine, after the Young Adam debacle, not Young Adam, Black Adam. Young Adam was a different situation.
I don't know what Young Adam is.
That's Ewan McGregor showing his Young Adam and Young Adam.
Oh, Young Adams?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Young Adams would be a spin-off movie in the Young Washington universe
Yes,
of
yeah.
John Adams. But I'm almost positive there was a Ewan McGregor indie movie called Young Adam where he shows the schwanz.
Okay.
But Black Adam failed. Moana 2 Moana live action is a disaster. The Rock is on that pace. And
So maybe not Citizen Vigilante 2, but Citizen Vigilante 3 will have The Rock coming in as an American agent.
Yeah.
To finally try to take down Armie Hammer's character who, listen, he's crying about this movie being so bad and how terrible it was, but he's doing all of them.
He's doing all of them.
He's going to be like, okay, the first one, it's hateful and terrible, and I cried every night after I saw it. And then Uwe came to me and said, listen, this 40 pages of the second one, this is what the movie is. We're going to change it, blah, blah. And he's going to get fooled again.
Yeah. He's 100%. Because Uwe Boll, he'll give him 40 pages that don't have that much racism in it.
Yeah.
And Armie Hammer will say, oh, great. I don't see that much racism in these 40 pages. That'll be the whole movie. And
Uwe will never do something bad. He would never screw me over.
Yeah, not again.
Not again.
And then he'll do CV3. And at that point, The Rock could fall back on his old catchphrase from the 2010s movie career where he's like, I'm franchise Viagra.
Yeah.
And he'll say, I'm going to team up with my man, Costas Mandalore. And we're going to drink some Faramina. What is his?
Faramina, yeah.
Yeah, Faramina, his tequila. We're going to drink some. Me and my man, Costas, are going to drink Faramina. And my man, Armie, we're going to get in there. And I'm going to bring some franchise Viagra to Citizen Vigilante 3. Mm-hmm. And that'll be his Instagram video.
But you know what? I'm telling you,
on like he'll be on a truck, holding his phone out the window, talk about CV3.
The Rock's going to have to adjust, though, because there ain't no Voss water bottles on those sets. It's all Dasani. He's going to be pissing in a Dasani. He's going to be peeing all over the rim of a Dasani bottle.
Yeah. But, for The Rock to get a chance to work with Uwe Boll, director of Blubberella, he's, it's an opportunity he can't pass up at that point in his failing career.
You know what, though? He said he wanted to go back to auteurs. Uwe Boll is an auteur.
He is.
Not all. The thing about auteurs is everybody acts like auteurs means that it's a good director that does good movies
and is a good person. Doesn't mean that.
An auteur means somebody who who directs with a specific vision.
Yes.
And that is Uwe Boll. And his vision is, what are the tax credits? And how can I get them as fast as possible?
Yes. And that may be where The Rock is headed. Now, he's got Chris Klemmer's most anticipated movie of the year coming out, Jumanji 3 or 4, depending on how you view the timeline. He's got, what is it called? Jumanji Next Player Up? Mm-hmm. Whatever that.
Yep.
He's got that in December. And that is probably going to be a lifeline for him because he gets to ride, not Kevin Hart's coattails, because Kevin Hart but Jack Black. He's in a Jack Black movie.
Yes, a Jack Black kids movie.
Now, if you're, you see this Moana opening weekend, and you're CMM, you're Chad Michael Murray, you're licking your chops, you're Dr. Uwe Boll, you're like...
Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming. Armie Hammer, Costas Mandalore, you're like, okay, there we go. The Rock is coming. They're all happy.
Yes.
About The Rock sliding down to their level. But if you are Jack Black this
you're
weekend,
mad.
You gotta be not nervous because Jack Black he's fine.
Yeah.
But do you think he's mad that now he sees The Rock as an albatross for him?
Listen, we love Tenacious D.
Of course.
Right? But he has been dragging around dead weight for almost his entire career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
and
we love Rage Cage,
mm-hmm.
we love KG.
Mm-hmm.
KG wouldn't have a career without JB.
Yep.
And
is that one of their songs? Did they ever finally just do a song where they're singing KG wouldn't have a career without JB?
It's maybe on one of the albums I don't have.
Okay.
But because JB did have lean times, and he probably leaned on Rage Cage.
Mm-hmm.
and Rage Cage was there.
Yep.
Because where else is he going to be?
Yeah, cutting a tuna sandwich in half.
Yeah. And so I think JB's like, I already have this dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need like 400 pounds of dead weight or whatever. How much does The Rock weigh now at this point? Although he did lose a lot of weight. He pulled a Batista.
Yeah.
And now he weighs maybe 250?
Yeah, 250. Yeah.
So he's dragging 250 around along with KG's 300.
Sure.
And he's like,
He tries, KG. He tries.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't do this.
Yes.
I can't. And plus, JB is not slim, so he's also dragging his own weight.
Right.
So he's like,
and then Kevin Hart, he's going to have to drag. He knows this already, that he's dragging Kevin Hart's weight around. And Kevin Hart,
he's 200 pounds of muscle, weirdly.
Yes.
He's
dense.
3'7", and he weighs 200 pounds because it's all he does is work out.
Yeah.
And MC Diddy parties.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's going to be hard for JB to have to drag all this weight around.
Yeah, he's going to have to do in December. I cannot wait.
And Karen Gillan can do only as much as she can.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great. And she's probably like, JB, can I help drag? And he's like, you don't want any of this.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't want any of this.
Yeah. And DeVito and who else is in those
Glover.
movies? And Danny Glover, they're just, we're old, we're staying out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't strap any of that dead weight to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing with The Rock, is he is still attached to enough big IP that every once in a while he's going to have a lifeline.
But Fast and the Furious,
that's not a lifeline anymore.
That's not a lifeline anymore.
Yeah.
That 11th movie
will bomb.
Will underperform greatly.
Yeah.
They need to just wrap that up.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw 2 is never
It's never going to happen.
Unless Uwe Boll directs it in Bulgaria for a tax credit.
There's not going to be a Moana 2 live action. There may be a 3 animated.
But
there will be a 3 animated.
That doesn't do much for his star power.
And also, we've got to get back to just the general idea of Moana, is that the people who went to see this movie is people who wanted to see Moana.
Yeah.
They didn't go see a Rock movie. They wanted to see a Moana movie. And it's the same Moana movie that they can watch on Disney+.
Yes. And there just isn't enough time passed where... And the live action...
And it's poorer for it because there's so many differences you have to... It's not as... These live action movies are never as fun because they're live action and there's only so many things you can do with live action actors.
Right.
That don't look terrible.
Right.
Where you can do anything you want in a cartoon.
Yes. Yeah. It's, we talked about it on the preview, but this experiment, this 10 years of these live action remakes, which some of them, the early ones did crazy money. Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin.
Because they were unique.
Yeah. People don't like these. There's never been one other than Aladdin where the live action remake was better than the original. So the format itself is no longer a draw. That's also a deterrent. Like, I think Lilo and Stitch worked because it had been 20 years. That movie, when it originally came out, was a hit, but kind of a sleeper, and has become bigger in the 20 years since. And people just wanted to see Lilo and Stitch in a movie theater and again, because it had been so long. But I don't think the live action remake aspect was a big part of it. I think Lilo and Stitch 2 would have done $1.5 billion last year.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, the live action remake thing is going to continue to not work.
Yeah. I think they have a Tangled. Aren't they going to try and do Tangled?
Yeah. And that, I mean, it's like that, Frozen. I don't know. Coming after Moana bombing this weekend, I don't even know if a Frozen live action remake is a slam doink.
I think Frozen is your best bet.
I guess. Are you doing the original actors as the leads in the live action movie? Is it
I think you do Kristen Bell. I think
Kristen Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think those are slam doinks anymore. I think the Moana, this bombing really is a shift in people kind of don't want these.
Well, let's see what it does next weekend.
I think that is going to eat shit. It's not going to have a Minions type hold.
No.
I think next weekend that could make like $16 million.
Do you think Minions makes more
Yes.
than it?
Yes.
Not maybe next weekend, but the weekend after that for sure.
I think
Minions
next
is making-
weekend. I think next weekend Minions and Monsters finishes ahead of Moana.
Now, is your ire up?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go off.
I mean, number 6 is The Invite.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rogen, Ed Norton, Penelope Cruz, directed by
Olivia Wilde.
Starring Olivia Wilde. I saw this film earlier in the week. Really liked it. Really good comedy set in one location, 4 great actors, comedic actors, top of their game. A24 movie. They bought out of Sundance, and it has been a fucking disgrace the way they've released this movie. It's wide platforming. We're in weekend 3 of the platforming of this movie. And platforming is a model that used to make sense. And these last 5 years, pretty much the entirety of the BO Boys existence, I have on this show time and time again said, for the most part, platforming movies no longer works. It is a thing of the past. It doesn't work. And A24 didn't listen, and they platformed this movie, and guess what? It didn't fucking work. They opened it in like 20 theaters a couple of weeks ago, and now it's in 600 theaters, and now it's in 1,400. And all of those reviews 3 weeks ago when the movie was first being screened for critics, and all those reviews, this is a great movie, it's going to be an Oscar contender, you got to see it. Those were 3 weeks ago. And 3 weeks ago, people, because everyone has access to everything at the same time now as far as reviews, they would see those reviews and they'd say, oh, so there's a Seth Rogen movie that everyone says is great and 4 stars and I should go see it. And guess what? It's not fucking playing in my town. It's not playing. I can't see it. Well, I guess, fuck this movie. Fuck you. That is what people say. That is what a reasonable moviegoer says when they read a great review of a movie and hear how great it is, and then they look at their local listings and it's not playing. And so you did 2 weeks of that where people would hear this is good and then not be able to see it. And now weekend 3, it's not like now weekend 3, it's in 3,000 theaters and everyone could see it.
16.
It's in 1,600 theaters. It still is not a movie that everyone could see. Because 1,600 theaters, probably half of those are in New York and LA, as it should be because we're the best. But most people in these cities, they still can't see this movie. And now they're 2 weeks past even caring about this movie. This movie did, would it do again? 5.7 million. Next weekend, it's going to do 2 million, and then it'll do 1 million. This movie's going to top out in the teens. It is what it is. They didn't capitalize on the moment when all the reviews were saying was good, when the stars were doing all the podcasts to promote this movie. They missed that moment. And it shows again, and they'll do it again. They'll do it again in a couple of years or later this year. They'll have a small, interesting movie that gets great reviews, and instead of just letting people see it when they're told it's good, they won't let them see it. And then 3 weeks later, oh, now you could see it, and then the audience will say, fuck you, I don't care anymore.
That you totally nailed the difference between when platforming worked and now how it doesn't. Because back when we were younger,
and we're still young.
When a movie, no, I'm not going to say that about myself.
Okay.
There's wisdom that comes with age.
Okay.
You can still be chasing. That's a very millennial thing for you to do, is to be chasing youth. I'm Gen X. It's
you were
okay.
born old.
I was born old. Is that when we read a review or we saw Siskel and Ebert talking about a limited release movie, we thought, I can't wait until I can see this movie, till I have the ability and the right to see this movie, till I earned the ability to see this movie.
Till my town earned this. Yeah.
Now I want everything immediately. Everything has to happen immediately. I don't need to dress up to go on an airplane. I can wear sweatpants and I can fly anywhere I want. I can have avocados any time of year. That wasn't how it used to be. Let me go off. Shut up. Let me go off. Here's the thing.
I don't want to blame the moviegoer, so I won't shut up.
But what I'm saying is culture has moved on. There was also the element of just going to the theater to see anything, and then this small movie being there, and you're surprised by it. Now, people are making a plan. They see the invite, they see the reviews, they like Seth Rogen, they want to see Olivia Wilde redeem herself. They're like, I'm raring to go. Where's it playing? It ain't playing.
It ain't playing.
And then the anger happens.
Yep.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, well, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait, and my town hasn't earned this movie yet, and I'm going to just put this on the calendar. No. Fuck it. Move on. Fuck you. That's what it is. It's the anger.
Yeah.
The anger that people have just in general over everything now has now made platforming impossible. You need to make something available when people see that it is good.
Yes. And now you shut up because I'm going to continue. So great job,
No, I'm done talking. So that shut up doesn't mean anything because I'm done talking.
Okay, great. So fuck you. So now
that hurt.
Okay. I'm not going to take it back. But I'm glad you're shutting up by your own choice.
It's not shutting up because it's just ending my point.
Great. So
there's no need to shut up because I wasn't going to continue talking.
In the past, you'd have Siskel and Ebert, and everyone could access Siskel and Ebert and know what they said about a movie. But otherwise, movies weren't getting reviewed in your town until it came out in your town. So your local newspaper movie critic didn't review a movie because it's playing in New York if it's not playing in the place where he lives or she lives or people live. So that is a big difference. Now, everyone reads all reviews of a movie the second it comes out, as opposed to when it's available to them. So the anger is there. The other thing is A24 knows how to make a hit out of this type of movie. And I know
the drama.
And listen, I am not going to pretend that in 2026, Seth Rogen, Ed Norton, Penelope Cruz are as big of a star. And
as Alana Haim.
Honestly, as Alana Haim, but definitely as Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Seth Rogen and Ed Norton, Penelope Cruz, and Olivia Wilde was very good in this. They're still great actors, but Zendaya is a draw to young people. Robert Pattinson, like him or not, is a draw to young people. Alana Haim is a draw to young people. So these stars are not that, but A24 could have done a much better job promoting The Invite as a cool, interesting event movie the way they did the drama. It's same titles. It's a the something with a hook of like, what happens when these people sit around a table and then someone proposes something bizarre? You've got to see it. It's the same thing. And they just didn't put any effort into this one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have Zendaya. Seth Rogen is not Zendaya. But they totally punted on trying to make this movie an event. And if A24 is not going to try to do that, then what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? This felt like a bit of a dumping release. And I know that's not what the stars of this movie wanted. They're trying. They love this movie.
Well, I mean, they made a hit of The Materialists too.
Yes.
I mean, I think that
I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm shocked with it too. I do think that this platforming, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And I don't know.
You have to give everybody the option to see it, and it either bombs or succeeds. And I feel like this movie would have done really well if they were able to put it in 2,000 theaters after, of course, New York and LA got their weekend. You can always give it to us a weekend before. That's not platforming. That's what we earned and what we deserve.
Yeah.
But then the next weekend, that thing has to go 2,000 theaters.
Yeah.
at the minimum.
I mean, I'm looking. Let me see if they platform the drama at all. So the drama opened up, zero platforming. The drama opened up April 3rd to 3,000 theaters.
Yeah.
There was no even New York, LA the week before. It opened up, made $14.3 million. We're off to the races. And let's see if Materialist may have had a platforming release. Let me see the Materialist, the numbers, but I don't think the Materialist, definitely not what the drama is doing here. We're now a third weekend and it's just gotten itself to 1,600 theaters. Materialist last year, June 13th, 2025, opening weekend, $11 million on 2,800 screens.
Yeah, that's what the
No
drama should have got.
platforming.
I mean, I'm sorry, that's what the invite should have got.
Yes. So Materialist and the drama, that is the blueprint for the invite, and they didn't follow the blueprint at all. They didn't create any kind of buzz in look, you got to come and see the crazy thing that they get into. And they platformed it instead of just putting it out into 3,000 theaters opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disgrace. It is a total disgrace. I feel for the director here because she got screwed a little bit with Don't Worry, Darling. Not a good movie, but there was a lot against her there, and she had to deal with Miss Flo and getting divorce papers while she's on stage
And trying to get a performance out of a cardboard cutout like Harry Styles.
Yes, Harry Styles, and then Chris Pine.
He's one of those paper dolls that you just like put him in fancy clothes and he looks cool. But then what's there? Nothing.
Well, nothing's there. And she had it. So, and Olivia Wilde, she had to deal with Chris Pine spitting in people's hands and all sorts of craziness. And she made this good movie where everyone in it is great.
Chris Pine got spit on by Harry Styles. He was not the spitter.
Okay.
He was not the spitter.
So you checked the tapes. He was not the spitter.
He's not the spitter.
Okay. And this should have been a big success comeback. And it is in the sense that she made a really good movie. But I think this release, at this point, this is not going to be a breakout hit. They just have killed the buzz for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, I saw it. I would say go see it. But they screwed the pooch, and it's probably going to hurt its chances of being an Oscar movie because this movie needed to be a hit to be an Oscar movie.
100%.
So yeah, it's a disgrace. It's a total disgrace, and A24, they got the drama, and I think after that they just sort of put up a Gone Fishing sign.
This is their problem. They do so well with some movies, like Marty Supreme. They went full out, and then they'll just bury stuff or not even try. And then sometimes they'll have a really good, grassroots internet campaign.
Yeah.
But that's mostly when the fans do all the work for them.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they did a good job promoting Materialist and the drama.
Yeah.
Their marketing department can do it when they want to. I wonder if this is an ageist situation where their departments were excited to work with Zendaya and Pattinson and Alana Haim. And, last year Dakota Johnson, she's so cool. She fucked over Ellen and we love that and go girl. But then Seth Rogen, I do think there's something in the A24 marketing.
Franco's old friend.
Franco's friend, and then Penelope Cruz, is she like 200?
Yeah.
Even though she looks better than anyone.
Yeah.
But I do think there was an element of that where they said like Ed Norton, is he still got his head shaved and he's in black and white still, and I do think.
Does he still have that tattoo on his chest?
I think that's what's going on at A24, where they didn't really get jazzed about this movie because the stars are older. I hope that's not the case, but
it's possible.
Yeah, there's no reason why this didn't get the drama rollout, the Materialist rollout.
Worried about their grumpy old men reboot that they're doing.
Yeah, but I Pattinson's in that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pattinson and I don't know who else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but him. So that's a disgrace. let's get to the mailbag.
No, let's not.
We're
already long.
We got to get to this mailbag.
I don't think we do. It's too long.
Why not go even longer? Here's a great one. Got this from Charles in D.C., wannabe old boy Charles in D.C. Subject is CinemaCon. He says, guys, I heard through the grapevine that one of you went to CinemaCon. I searched on Google News and New York Times and could not confirm it. Would you be able to talk about it? I listened to every episode, and I can't believe this has never been brought up. Thanks, Charles from D.C. Thank you, Charles. I'm going to say this directly into camera because we are YouTubers. Hey, guys. Thank you, Charles. I mean, I'm going to do it. He asked, so I got to tell. I went to CinemaCon this past April in Las Vegas. I was sitting next to Jeff Bach and next to all the stars. I was feted, and I went, and it was an incredible time. Anyone who is anybody was there. So, yes, Charles, breaking story right here. I did go to CinemaCon. I don't let it hit the news. That's why you couldn't find it on Google News or New York Times. But, yes, setting the record straight, I did go to CinemaCon this year. So, there you go. And you know what? I'm going to again next year. So, got one from wannabe old boy Tyler. So, Tyler writes, subject, multi-purpose movie theater. Boys, what do you think of this idea from Jimmy Traina of Sports Illustrated? And then, quote.
That still exists?
Sports Illustrated, SI still exists, yeah.
It's all AI bots, though.
It's all AI.
Right. So this guy, this what's this guy's name?
He says Jimmy Traina of Sports Illustrated.
So Jimmy Traina is an AI bot.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Because do you spell it with an AI in it?
It is TRAINA.
Okay.
So they're very upfront about it, at least.
Yeah.
And the AI is capitalized. It's capital T, lowercase r,
and he's been
capital A, capital I.
And he's been trained on the archive of all the actual writers who wrote Sports Illustrated articles.
Yes. So Traina, yeah. So they're upfront with in your face. Yeah, this is AI.
Yeah.
And then is the swimsuit edition? Those are AI images now.
Yes.
Okay.
They are all AI women.
AI women who are in bikinis, AI bikinis. The bikinis are real. The women are AI. That's their promise.
Yes.
Yeah. It's AI women wearing real bikinis. Yeah. So here's the AI quote. They should invent a movie theater where they don't show you a movie. You just bring your laptop and watch whatever you want and sit in the comfortable chairs with 30-degree temperature and popcorn, end quote. So that is from an AI Sports Illustrated bot. What do you think of that AI suggestion?
It's idiotic, and I don't listen to robots, and I think this is a very robot-esque thing that, of course, like somebody asked SI AI, which is this Traina guy, like, oh, do you think movie theaters are antiquated? And the AI, of course, said, oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Just like the AIs that tell you to break up with your girlfriend, tell you to unalive yourself, tell you to, do all manners of horrible things.
Right.
This idiotic bot came up with an idiotic idea that was prompted by somebody who already has a bias against being around humans.
Yes. Someone was like, hey, Sports Illustrated AI, I hate people. But I like movie theaters. Should they? And then he's like, yes, they should.
Of course.
Do movie theaters where you just bring a laptop by yourself. It also was clearly an AI bot, this Jimmy Traina. Gives it away where he's talking about the 30-degree temperature. Now, we all like being in air condition.
But that's to keep servers. That's the temperature that you need to keep a server going.
Yeah.
And not overheating.
Yes.
An AI needs a lot of electricity, needs a lot of water.
Yes.
And so that's the temperature that would not fry an AI.
Yes. Yeah. I think Tyler probably cuts the quote off, but I'm sure that the Sports Illustrated AI continued. And you just keep getting fresh water poured on you at the movie theater.
Yes.
That's the most important thing as a movie theater is that fresh water is just poured on top of your hot metal.
And then this movie theater will have a frequency that keeps people up at night.
Yeah.
And the runoff will make people sick.
Yes. So that is what Sports Illustrated is advocating for movie theaters is uses all your fresh water, makes everyone insane within a 30-mile radius of the movie theater, and you're by yourself and don't interact with people.
Yeah.
So, so I guess we disagree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, of course. And last one here, Wannabe Oh Boy Jason. Great Jason. He writes, good Disney remakes. Hey guys, last episode you asked if there are any good Disney remakes. There's two that are recognizably good to great. First is 2016's The Jungle Book, directed by Jon Favreau. The other is Pete's Dragon, directed by David Lowery, same guy who did The Green Knight.
Lowery.
Cinematography by the guy who did Lone Ranger, The Ring, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Both are incredibly family-friendly movies. Pete's Dragon, slept-on classic. And including Kenneth Branagh's 2015, also quite good Cinderella. You could see a hard line in the reviews between those three and the ones that followed. Seems like the dividing line is movies made before 2017 decision to make TV and movies for what eventually became Disney Plus. Before the cut, we got new crafted retellings of Disney cartoons. Blah, blah, blah. Disney picked a what will make us the most money strategy, a damn shame, Wannabe Oh Boy Jason. And then he also sends us a PS, Scott Mendelson's review of Pete's Dragon, which is, the headline of that was Disney's Pete's Dragon flies as high as E.T. and the Iron Giant. So the great Scott Mendelson loved David Lowery's Pete's Dragon. So all to say, thank you, Jason. So he makes the argument that these used to be good. The live action remakes, Jungle Book was good.
I forgot about Jungle Book. It's a movie I did see in theaters at the time.
I also saw in theaters, and he's right. I remember that being good. It's like Bill Murray played one of the characters.
He played the bear.
He played the bear. Yeah. Those were better.
Pete's Dragon I did not see, but I know that it was well reviewed.
Yeah.
I think the thing was,
and the Cinderella with Emily in Paris was, which I did see in the theater with my then girlfriend,
is
now
that
my
with Emily
wife.
in Paris? You keep saying that.
I think it was Emily.
I don't
in
think
Paris.
that's Lily Collin. That's not Phil Collins' daughter. Didn't play Cinderella.
It's not Lily. Wait, Lily James.
Lily James is not Emily in Paris. Phil Collins' daughter is Emily in Paris.
Oh, wait. Okay, Cinderella was Lily James. And so Emily in Paris is not Lily James?
No,
Emily
it's
in
Phil
Paris
Collins' daughter.
Okay.
Lily Collins.
Got it. Okay. All
so
right.
Anyway,
so there you go.
I do think there may be pre-Disney
Weird
Plus.
stuff.
They have a very good point there where when the burden with all these special effects movies and TV shows and all this stuff started falling on these special effects houses, they started churning things out faster.
Mm-hmm.
They got worse. The thing with Disney, too, is that when they were trying to do movies that were, Pete's Dragon could use an update.
Yes.
Jungle Book could use an update.
Yes.
These movies that were so old.
Cinderella could use an update.
Cinderella could use an update.
Yeah.
Now it's Moana doesn't need an update.
No.
Moana is of the time.
Yes.
Same thing with Lilo and Stitch, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, their live action did become about cashing in on things that, you can even say as bad as Snow White and the Seven Companions was, it could use a refresh.
I think the problem with Snow White, when you compare it to Lily James's Cinderella,
Thank you.
Not Emily in Paris, the stakes were lower on that Cinderella movie. It was just like, yeah, we're doing a live action Cinderella movie. This doesn't have to be one of the biggest movies of the year.
Yeah.
We're not expecting that. It's a nice medium level movie, family date movie. And Snow White now came out at a point where these have to be billion-dollar earners.
Yeah.
Because we've had Beauty and the Beast, and we've had the better version of Aladdin with Will Smith, and we've had giant hits from this. Whereas Snow White, if it had come out in 2014 and been a Cinderella level movie where it's like, yeah, it made $104 million domestic.
And you had Lily Collins in that.
Yes.
That's what she would have been. She would have been Snow White.
Yes. So I think that is also a problem with Snow White is it was supposed to be at a level of the Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King, and it just was never going to be that big.
Which
those movies used to get to be Pete's Dragon like a small movie if it
and
made
Dumbo.
70
I
million.
mean, Dumbo is a perfect example.
Yes.
It's like Tim Burton I was obsessed with Dumbo because of course he would be. He makes this movie which is not going to be as big as the live action Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
But it's a refresh. Dumbo got a refresh.
Yeah.
And that's no longer what these movies need to be successful.
Right. That the expectation is too high on what these movies could be, whereas Pete's Dragon just got to be like an August family movie, which they used to make just family movies that don't have to be blockbusters.
Yeah.
They just get to be like families go see a mediocre movie too.
Yeah.
So those are all the emails. So there you go. 3 great emails from great listeners. So email us, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your boots on the ground. Let us know predictions for Odyssey. Next episode, we're talking the Odyssey. Are you going? Do you got your tickets yet? Want to hear about the Odyssey and all the other movies out? theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at theboboyspod, Instagram, TikTok. Wannabe VP of interns, everyone's favorite intern, Christopher. Killing it running our social media there. Subscribe. Should have started the show off with this. Subscribe to the Substack. Clayton, there is an article already written. It's in drafts. It's going to be publishing pretty much as you hear this. It will be going live on the Substack. It is looking ahead to the Odyssey. And, it's don't want to scare the listeners, but this is a scary time because the IMAX crisis is coming. And some will say it's already here. Some scientists say it's already here, and we cover that in a brand new article that, again, is probably on our Substack at the moment you listen to this. It's a big one. It's a sobering one, but we could still save theaters from this IMAX crisis. But you got to read the article on the Substack, The Odyssey and the Looming IMAX Crisis. It's there with, of course, a lot of great articles that have gone up recently. The Jackass article, lots of other stuff. So subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Substack, the BO Boys Substack. Watch us on YouTube. We are YouTubers. Hey guys. You only get half the story if you're listening and not watching. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And Clayton, that is all I got.
Pat, you've said it all.
Yeah. Epic episode.
There's nothing left to be said.
Okay. Well, I could leave.
Except for, until next time,
We'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey guys.